Last thing I remember is being at my house and my stepmom yells downstairs. She said, "Hay alguien en tu carro." There's somebody in your car. So I ran upstairs, ran outside, and by the time I got outside, there had been some kids in my car. And when I called the cops, they said they were gonna send somebody out, and they were sending a police officer or whatever out. And all I remember is being outside of my house, and for some reason these kids came back. And when they came back, I saw them, so I jumped back in my car. And as I jumped back in my car, I chased them, and we ended up 2 blocks down the street from my house on 2nd and F Street. When we were there were a bunch of kids, and they approached my car, and I jumped out of the car with the hammer. We went at it, started fighting. Somehow, hammer slipped away from me, and they got me. They started beating me in the head with my hammer. When I got to the hospital, I had 3 skull fractures to the head, internal bleeding on the brain. I was put in a coma and on life support. I was introduced to the gang life probably at the age of 10 or 11. A cousin who moved here from Chicago, his family, moved him over here, sent him over here because he was getting in trouble. And he came live with me, my dad, and my brothers. He lived in the basement, and when he came over here, he brought his whole Chicago style, his whole Cholo style, White Sox, Dickies, Cortezes, everything, the whole style, hairnets, all of that. And I still remember when he first came here, I thought he was cool. After about a year, the cops came and arrested him. He got in trouble. He got locked up and went to the juvenile detention center. When he got locked up, we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what happened. So we went to go visit him. We went to visit him. I remember going there and entering the detention center. This is when it was on 10th and South Street. And just, seeing everything was really dark, everything, we had to get searched and all that type of stuff. And me thinking that was cool. Oh, I'm getting searched, and just kind of the whole prison style stuff. I thought it was kind of cool. Anyway, so we went there, we sat down at the table, and we talked to him. And that's when we found out what had happened. Well, we found out he murdered a police officer in Chicago. And that's why he got caught, or he got busted. He really influenced me. And so I really started looking into more of the Cholo stuff, more of the gang stuff, and I got into it. The drawings, the graffiti, just the whole style. Started changing the way I dressed and the way I kind of acted and carried myself. So the night we got jumped in, all I could remember is that Sunday night at the park is when we all made a decision that we were going to get jumped in. And I want to say it was the next day, when we got jumped into the gang. Once we got jumped in, we had to do initiation, and that's when I stole my first car. The reason why I work with kids, I guess, is I want the kids to hear my story and to, I guess, understand where I'm coming from, because I was in their shoes. I was that kid who always got in trouble. I was that kid that now I teach. I teach the students who are getting in trouble and getting kicked out and getting into fights. So the tables have turned for me. My hope is that at least if one kid can listen, And if I can change at least one kid's life, then I feel like I made a difference. But I don't want to just change one kid's life. I would like to hit all the kids, not hit them, but I would like to catch them and encourage them and help them, because someone's got to do it. Someone did it for me, and because of them, I made it. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would be.